So you want to make new metal. That hat messed up my hair. So you want to make new metal, specifically the 2000s KORN type. You've come to the right spot because I've spent about a month making this track for you guys, and I think I nailed that sound pretty well. For this video, we're going to be doing something a little different. I know the title says it's my last song, and it's not. It's clickbait. It's clickbait. But it is my last song with this guitar. And the reason for that is I had an extraordinary request pop into my marketplace DMs of a YouTuber going by Jacob Lennon, sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, telling me that he's a blacksmith and he is doing a challenge where he makes his own work and he tries to exchange it for his second hobby, which is playing guitar, which is super killer. And he wanted to know if I'd be interested in doing that trade, and absolutely I agreed. If you guys don't know this about me, I actually have a vast collection of knives and metalworks because I'm such a big fan of the art, and I think this was just a calling because at the same time I was trying to sell the guitar. So this is like that final song for this guitar, and I'm glad that it's a piece that I'm super happy about to call it the last one. So enough talking, let's go to the video and show you guys what I created. Now for this video, we're going to be doing something a little different. As you can see, I have multiple cameras set up. So that way you guys can actually see what I'm doing, and it's not completely left out in the open mysteriously. To start off this song, we're going to be looking at the rhythm guitars, which sound like this. The special thing about this song is that I'm not using any guitar plugins. All of it is coming straight from the guitar pedal, which is mine, which is the Headrush pedal board. Now the great thing about this is I haven't touched a single plugin ever since I got it. It's kind of a one-stop shop for everything. As you can see here, it's a very simple preset that we have. It has a basic like distortion on it, which is about 50% drive, and then the tone is at 100 and 54% level. The type of amp I'm running is going to be this kind. It's I think it's a 5150 or something like that. Yeah, you guys can see right here. It has that crunch, 59% gain. But other than that, that's pretty much what gives us those chugs. So it's super important that you guys stereo and duplicate your guys' tracks. The little Easter egg that I have is I have usually 4. This one is going to be a low end. This one is also a low end, and 2 mid-range. EQ, like I said, is scooping out the high end and bringing out the lower ends. And as well, this one is doing the same thing. And this middle one is scooping out the lows and bringing up the highs, and that's going on for the second channel. And when it's really packed up like that, you guys are really gonna hear that. So that's why it's really important to layer your tracks and start duplicating them onto each other, as well as panning them, not super hard, but like a 1 to 31 right and 31 left, which is basically how far in the left right they are. And for the middle ones to go 20 left, 20 right. That's where I've kind of found the sweet spot with these kind of heavy guitars, and it hasn't really done me any wrong. Now, something that I probably should have gotten out of the way before is the tuning. This is new metal KORN standard tuning. They either play in drop A or drop A sharp. A sharp, F, A sharp, D sharp, G, and C. But what are the guitars doing throughout the song? So basically, I found a little riff that is super helpful that I thought would be the main structure of the song. It's basically the tabs is 00001. So it's pretty simple. And the main key about this is that when you're starting out the song, you want to build the tension. And I always usually have it palm muted until it gets to the last break. And that's what's going on right here. It's being palm muted and chugged until it gets to the drop, where it starts going hard. For the bridge, there's always going to be a bridge or a drop in these songs because it's new metal. So for the drop, I wanted to do something a little silly, but more of like a little unique thing going on. It's not necessarily in key. As you guys can see right here, I'm going from 0 to 3, 2, 1, 1, 3, 2. Okay, I will type it out, but I can't say it as I play it. So this is going to be what that sounds like. For the drop part, it's the same thing as previously. You palm mute it for a couple of bars, and then when you guys think it's right to drop that drop, you're gonna just straight open it and wham on it. gonna do that for the drop. And the thing with this is usually after the drop, I'm gonna have it go back to the chorus. If you guys can't think of a way to structure your guys' songs, you guys can copy mine, and no one's gonna notice because they're gonna be too busy rocking out. So I covered the rhythm guitars. Now we're gonna go over and take over the first lead guitar. Now for the lead guitars, super simple. They're gonna be doing one thing during the chorus, and that's pretty much gonna cover it. Looking at the preset here, it's called KORN. It's called KORN. This is the name of it, but right there, you guys can read. I can't. So the main thing that has this is a compressor. I have a compressor on there. To be honest, it came like that. I don't know what it is. I can't hear compressor. I'm gonna be honest. I've been making music for 6 years and I can't hear compression, but I just have it on there because I know it's doing something. The same distortion on there, but this time the drive is at 30%. And rotary. This is the most important one. This is kind of like a vibrato going on. It sounds like this. Basically, that's what that sounds like, and that's really much what KORN does. They have a lot of that going on. And to partner with that, I have an 11 reverb. Now this is nothing too crazy. Any reverb will get the job done. You guys just have to balance it out so it's not too much or too spacey. About 50% decay, 100% tone, and 13% of a delay, and 20% mix. So like I said, it's barely in there, but I'll carry it and make it sound full. So what's going on here with these? Now, a lot of people might say that sounds super sick. How'd you get that? And I'll show you. So basically how to get that kind of deteriorized sound with it is to just pick a fret and then one string down. You're gonna want to go up 4 frets. So it'd be down 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's where that would be. And that's kind of where that's gonna be at. So as long as you guys keep that shape and move it down or up, you will always get that tone. So right here, down, 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys will have that. Now this is done 3 times in the song, and each of those 3 times is at that chorus part. So that's kind of what really goes on at the end of it. Again, there's doubled and panned to 2 different ears to give it that more full sound. We got over the leads pretty fast. Now let's go over to the filler leads, which you get played over the verse. Now this is probably the most KORN thing that's going on right here in the single sound. It kind of has that vibrato to it and that reverb. I'm not really sure quite how to explain it, but I can very much show you. It's the Irish New Year preset. I can't speak today. It is 2 in the morning. I always do these videos at night, but it's okay. So I have the tape echo, which is absolutely what's playing in with that chorus that's going on right here. But the chorus mixed with the tape echo, that's what's giving it that super KORN sound. But the vibrato of the tape echo, that's gonna kind of bring it out. There's a reverb on here, which nothing crazy is going on with that. I do sure hope that my microphone is picking up a lot of what I'm saying. If not, I'm probably gonna kill myself. It's 3 notes being played at a different pattern, and it basically sounds like this. Again, I am doing that little note trick that I taught you guys earlier before about the frets going up and down. And I'm just gonna have a last being played right there so that it kind of adds on and makes it different from what's happening in the chorus. Now that's getting played about like 3 different times in the song, but one of those times is actually being played backwards, which kind of goes like this. I can't DJ or I can't scratch anything, so I'm just gonna have that fill in for the scratch samples. If you guys might hear my car, it's because I still live next to that damn highway. Now that that is finished, we're gonna go over to the bass, which sounds like this. When making bass for metal, it's super easy. The bassist just has to copy everything the guitarist does because we're simply better. I'm just kidding, guys. Bass is probably the most important when making metal. They go hand in hand, and if you think that you guys can have a heavy metal track sounding super heavy and punchy without bass, you guys are wrong. Got the preset for it. It's gonna be this one right here, the THU Overloud. I always use this for my bass because I don't own a bass player, and it's gonna be the guitar to bass preset. I don't have anything changing with it. except for this overdrive pedal going on that I automate to turn on every time it gets heavy, which would be the chorus parts and the bridge part. And if you guys don't know what I mean by follow whatever the guitarist does, it's literally the same pattern for the chorus that I showed you guys. It just sounds like this. It's nothing too crazy is going on with it. And now that we covered that, we're going to go over and see the second lead guitars. For the lead guitars, I don't have anything crazy going on. It's just a little bouncy preset that sounds like this. It's not very Kornish, but I kind of wanted to add my own spin to it just so that I could keep it alone and something that I can resonate with. What's going on right there is compression that I'm pretending to hear, some white boost going on, a flanger, stone phaser, chorus and delay and reverb. Basically every little effect that you guys have, use it. Because that's what I did. And I kind of don't know what any of these do. So the amps, it's a Marshall going into a Vox, I believe, or Fender. No distortion or anything. Nothing too crazy. And I just kind of wanted to add like a quick little bird sound. So I decided to slide from the 2nd fret over down to the 9th fret. Or something like that. I'm too tired, I can't remember. And when do I use this in the song? Well, I use it at the beginning, at the first little chuggy chug going on, at the little bridge. It's happening right here, as you guys can hear. So yeah, it's kind of filling in that little part. It does go away at the heavy part, in case, singers are singing. I just want to give them that room to breathe. You guys don't necessarily need space to be filled out, but if you guys want to, show off some sick shredding, or just a little ear candy, it'll for sure do it for you. So after that we covered that final guitar part, we're going to go over and look at the drums. At the part with these drums, I didn't want to just throw anything that Easy Drummer threw at me or recommended for my song, which is what the sound is coming from. Easy Drummer, Bright Room. I think it's the most common pack going on out there once you buy it. For the beginning part, I wanted to add a little bit of a filling part that sounded a little wonky to go with the little time pattern that we have. That's nothing too crazy going on. There's just a kick on each beat and a snare on every 1/4 of a beat. I have no idea. I'm not a music major. And I just have the hi-hat alternating between to make your drums have like a full human aspect to it. Just play around with the velocity. You can't really go wrong with it. As you see right here on the chorus part where it gets heavy, the velocity plays around with itself down here and it gives it that more of a feel. Now when making drums for this, you kind of want to have the kick either go crazy or go with the guitar that's going on, which is going on right here. And with context, this is kind of what that sounds like. So it very much is picking up on that. Now, as you guys can see, there's this blank part right here. And if you guys want to add impact to any part of the song that comes on, I recommend adding a little break right here. Once it breaks off, it's silent, and then it goes straight into the second part, which kind of makes the speakers go boom, and it kind of makes the head go down. When it gets to the bridge, where it's doing that alternating chugging technique, I have this playing like that. Yeah, it may sound a little funky because it's not necessarily a 4-on-4 beat. It's kind of more of a off-tempo kind of cash to it, which is kind of giving it that more of a System of a Down feel. But once it gets into the heavier part and what's actually being played, it's going to take on to that KORN root. And with that, we'll just basically conclude the song. I really appreciate you guys' patience with me not being able to upload as much as I used to, as much as I did back in the past, but I am growing up. The first video I made, I was in high school, junior year to be exact, and it's been about 5 years from then. I don't know any singers, and a lot of my videos, they're missing vocals. So if you guys have any talents or any singers out there that you guys know, you guys can actually send me a DM or a message request or anything to my Instagram. And I would also like to include the fan base and the community of musicians out there to join together and actually combine talents and not have it be such a one-man show up on the stage. I would like to bring you guys on videos or any collaborations. It's the last time I'm going to be actually using this guitar. It's going to go over to my friend Jacob. I hope he takes great care of this guitar, as it is my third guitar I've ever owned, and I got it as a birthday gift. Technically, I bought it for myself for my birthday gift. And making a super cool, awesome knife, which will be played after the guitar cover, of course, if you guys want to check that out.